Welcome to the Kyocera Dome as we officially kick off X Games Osaka 2025. And it's now time for women's Skateboard Vert, and it starts right now. What's happening, everybody? Brandon Graham alongside the legend Amelia Brodka. And Amelia, it's incredible that after a 12-year hiatus, this contest has completely transformed the landscape of women's skateboarding here at X Games the last 2 years.
That's right, Brando. This is arguably the most rapidly progressing field in skateboarding, and I am so excited for this event.
Incredible crowd out here on site, and as you can see, many in the crowd cheering on so many Japanese skateboarders who will be present all weekend long. And we're so excited to kick things off out here for Women's Skateboard Vert. It'll be the very first event that will be handing out medals here at X Games Osaka 2025. And there you see the teen prodigy. She's got 5 gold medals already at just 15 years old and is a favorite here tonight. She is Arisa Trew.
This weekend I'm gonna walk away with so many memories from the competition because it was just so much fun. So many memories with all my friends, just hanging out, skateboarding, and both the competition in the park and the vert, and getting the 2 medals.
Arisa Trew defending her gold.
It's really cool having the next generation watch me, because that was me just a few years ago, watching all the other girl skateboarders and just wanting to do what they were doing, and now I'm here doing it. I think it's like pretty cool, I guess, to be 2 times gold medalist at this event and last year as well. I'm really happy that I did it again, and I was just so amazed and shocked and so psyched.
Yeah, Amelia, she's on an unprecedented path right now. She's already owner of 2 vert gold medals. A gold here tonight would tie her all time with Lindsay Adams-Hawkins and Cara Beth Burnside, who are the career leaders in 3 in this discipline. But as you can see, could it be a three-peat for Arisa? And how about the return of Reese Nelson?
Okay, Reese Nelson has been progressing so quickly. Her bag of tricks is absolutely incredible, coached by none other than Colin McKay. She is definitely about to blow us away.
Of course, a trio of Japanese skaters will all be challenging, but this contest is so good and ripe with young teenage talent. So we've got 8 skateboarders out here, best of 2 runs. We start in the playoffs with just the top 4 advancing to the final, which will immediately follow the playoff. And once again, 4 skateboarders, best 2 runs, max score of 100.
So a little bit of a different format. You know, these skaters are only going to get 2 runs here. It's going to be really interesting to see how they strategize to try to make it into the final.
Well, we're excited to see all of these 8 skateboarders, including 10-year-old Mia Kretzer, who made history when she earned gold in Skateboard Vert Best Trick last year. But I do think all eyes will be on this 14-year-old who's kicking things off. A hometown hero from Osaka, Japan, Juno Matsuoka.
Juno came in as an alternate last minute. She popped her shoulder out in practice, but she is already off to an incredible start, absolutely blasting back-to-back backside airs and a 540 right into a kickflip indie. Oh, and there's the varial flip indie. Juno's already on a great run. Blunt slide, kicking the foot off on the judo air. Alley-oop varial flip indie. Juno, I have no idea how she learned all these tricks so quickly and with a dislocated shoulder. Wow, what a way to start things off. Go Juno!
What a proper start for the hometown kid, Juno, on her very first run.
So apparently she was the welcome committee here. She went to get everybody at the airport, and she took everyone out to dinner at her father's restaurant, which is nearby. And, you know, she even took everyone to skate at the G Skate Park, which is the local skate park here that has bred all of these incredible local vert skaters.
A strong first run score of an 83 on the dot for Juno, who's got a bronze medal in her previous 2 X Games appearances. So we move on to Raicca Ventura out of Brazil.
Raicca, the first woman to ever do a full pull on Bob Burnquist's mega ramp. She is certainly doing her home country proud. She is an incredible park skater as well. She'll have one more run to go, and hopefully she can put it down.
Not the first run Raicca was looking for here in her 3rd ever X Games appearance.
It's a tough change of format, too.
Yeah, you know, we talk about this event really just after a long hiatus, 12 years to be exact. So just in these last couple of years, to see the progression, Amelia, that you know as well as anyone, and pioneer of that, to see this young talent out here and to see how flexible that they can be to any sort of format, including this 18-year-old from Berlin, Germany, Lily Stoephasius.
Lily just placed 3rd at the Exposure Vert event last year. And you can see how she did that by doing a body jar right after a 540, doing the finger flip lean to tail, feeble to fakie, staying on a good run so far, doing the G twist. Varial right into the Madonna. And wow, hanging on to that back nose blunt. Okay, that is death defying to just be stalling on a back nose blunt on top of a 14-foot vert ramp. She is relieved to put that first one down.
Of relief from Lily, who should be noted, Amelia, remember last summer in Ventura at X Games, she just missed the podium in both park and vert best trick. Had to settle for 4th in both those, so she was knocking on the door in Ventura, and it's easy to see why here. So a 74 for Lily, putting her into 2nd place early into this playoff format. And again, if you're just joining us, each of these 8 skateboarders only getting 2 runs in the playoff, and we cut down to 4 for our final. So here's Asahi Kihara.
Asahi is another hometown hero, came up skating at the G Skate Park. You know, all these skaters that are local were mentored by none other than Moto Shibata. And, you know, the culture of mentorship is so strong here in Japan. And you could see how well she does all these tricks. There's so much style to her skating. You know, such a shame she didn't put that run together, but she'll have one more.
Yeah, Asahi, owner of 2 X Games bronze medals, member of the Blood Wizards skateboard team, released her first full video part in December of last year, filmed on Elliot and Bob's backyard ramps. She has a very bright future at just 18 years old. She'll look to clean things up on her 2nd run in the playoff. Mizuho Hasegawa, 14 years old, and Amelia, it's incredible what she's been able to do in her first 2 years at X Games. Already owns 3 silver medals.
Mizuho actually just beat Arisa Trew in a park competition at the World Skate Ostia event. So she might be a podium threat, and this run is already looking so solid. She threw in that 360 varial, which the rest of the field is not doing, and then doing the kickflip Indy and the 360 stalefish, going back in fakie. That was a really solid first run.
She has had an incredible 18 months. First at Vert Attack in Malmo, first at Velco Vert, first at Rockstar Energy Open, 2nd at Tony's Vert Alert last summer, first at Tampa Pro Vert, April of 2024. Miko is doing things that are just simply unheard of at 14 years old. So
all right.
79 for Hasegawa, jumping her up into 2nd place. And now the youngest competitor in our field. An X Games record for the youngest medalist ever when she did it at 9 years, 8 months last summer. 10-year-old Mia Kretzer.
Wow, back-to-back fives, 2 different grabs. One was alley-oop, absolutely blasting, and loving that she's throwing in the lean air for style. Nice invert. Oh, and the 360 nose grab fakie. Wow, she's learned a ton of tricks since we saw her last, Brando.
Last 5 seconds for Mia.
Oh, going for the 7. The 720 is what got her the gold medal.
We wondered, Amelia, if without best trick here, if she was going to try and put that best trick gold medal winning trick in her actual run. You see her trying to put it in at the very end as she's embraced by her mom. Mia, by the way, just came out with a documentary short that you all need to check out entitled Mia.
In that documentary, she talks about how she's so inspired by the concept of progression, and she will not settle for remaining where she is. She wants to keep improving, keep getting better, which is why you can see her living that way by throwing the 720 at the end of her run.
So we move on to Reese Nelson. We didn't see her last summer in Ventura. She's back on the X Games stage, and many expect her to contend for gold, but goes down early, Amelia.
She was going for a frontside nose slide right there, which might look simple, but an incredibly complicated trick where you're sliding backwards, then you have to drop back and switch. You know, she, at such a young age, has already invented so many tricks, and I really, really hope that we get to see her put them down.
History on the line for the 15-year-old Arisa Trew, who has quickly become the face of women's skateboarding. So dominant in park, so dominant in vert. If she wins vert gold here in Osaka, she will tie Letizia Buffoni with 6 women's skateboard gold medals.
Starting with a huge alley-oop backside air right into a 540. Beautiful Stoephasius. She's got such a powerful style, and everything she does, she lands so clean. Nice Madonna, smacking the tail, taking the Indy 360 to fakie, and then going switch backside air. Oh, and going cab front stale. Front nose grind fakie. Oh, and then going frontside cab, nose slide revert, putting the tech together with the amplitude and the spins. She's got a deep bag of tricks, and honestly, that was just her safety run.
What more do you want, Osaka? Yes, a safety run, but I think, Amelia, that comfortably puts her right there at the top spot.
Definitely. I mean, like I said, a lot of these skaters have to adjust to only having 2 runs in the playoffs to get them into the finals.
It's crazy to think that at 15 years old, Arisa is truly a veteran when it comes to this discipline, but she skates in so many vert and park contests. She's an all-terrain vehicle. You know, you can put any format at her, and she's going to figure it out, as she did right there. An 86.33 for Arisa, putting her up into first place. Final runs here in the playoffs. The top 4 will be moving on. Right now, Juno's sitting comfortably in that top 4. Can she do anything to give herself a little more breathing room?
I can see she's already putting a lot more power into this run, absolutely blasting, doing a 540 right into an alley-oop 540. Unfortunately, missing the flick on that kickflip Mindy, but she is smiling. I mean, she was an alternate yesterday, and also when she got in, she dislocated her shoulder. She had no idea that she would be here skating in front of her hometown crowd.
Just absolutely boosting. There's a reason why she constantly wins your highest backside air and highest frontside air contests at Exposure.
Yeah, 2 years in a row she's won it, and she was on the podium for the Vert event last year as well. We love seeing Juno.
So Raicca went down early on run number 1. She's got to put something together to jump up into the top 4.
Oh, there it is. Got the kickflip indie that got away from her last time. Raicca is a very powerful skater. We typically just see her in park, but clearly a dominant vert skater as well. And that beautiful backsmith, the way that she dips the nose of her board doing that grind is absolutely textbook. Setting up fakie, going for an L twist and putting a run down.
You know, Amelia, Raicca represents such a large group of these young ladies that are skating in this contest that all were X Games rookies when this discipline came back just a couple of years ago. And now they're all contest mainstays and people we expect to see at X Games for years to come.
And I'm surprised that she's the only Brazilian skater in this field, because I know that there are so many girls in Brazil absolutely ripping vert right now, and they are definitely watching, cheering her on, and we're gonna see them here
So
soon.
Not enough for Raicca to jump up into the top 4. Lily right now, who's dropping in for her second run, she is sitting in that bubble spot, clinging to that 74. She would love to improve her score right now and get out of that final elimination spot.
Wow, the way that she can recover from squatting out of that McTwist to go right into a body jar is really impressive. Caught that kickflip indie on the wrong side of her board, so could not throw it under her feet, but she will just have to sit and wait.
Not the most favorable place to be, but as it stands right now, she is in that final group of 4. Unable to improve her score, though.
I mean, knowing that Reese Nelson still has another run, I know she does not feel safe right now.
So Asahi, owner of 2 vert bronze medals, both in Ventura last summer and in 2023. Right now, she's just trying to get in to that final group of 4.
The way that she extends her foot on all of these tricks is something to aspire towards. And throwing in the alley-oop kickflip indie, just executing everything so beautifully. Frontside nose grind, going to lip slide, getting the frontside nose blunt. This is the furthest she's gotten in her run, and the fakie shove stale. And getting the body varial tail grab. I think this is gonna be a full pull for Asahi.
Yes.
I mean, oh, there we go. She's in 4th. But did we see the score? Let's see if it comes up again, because if I were Lily, I would, I'd be pretty nervous.
So there you see what she would need. How do the judges score? Asahi, was it enough? It was an 82.66, jumps her up into the top 3, and unfortunately, Lily has been eliminated. So we turn our attention now to Mizuho, who is in that 4th and final spot. But as you said, partner, Reese Nelson still has to drop in for her final run, as does Mia Kretzer. So Mizuho needs to put something big down.
And she's certainly capable of that. Like I said, she just absolutely destroyed the park contest over at Ostia. Oh no, falling on, I think it was a kickflip indie. She did do that 360 varial though, which is, she's the only one in the field doing that. Had the back-to-back 5s, but that is not a good place to be right now, and I think she knows it. There it is, 360 varial.
So 4th is where she will stay. 10-year-old Mia Kretzer next to drop in for her final run here in the playoffs. I ask you right now, Amelia, if she can put a full pull and amplify it with that 7 at the end, will that be enough to potentially knock on the top 4's door?
That's tough, because Mizuho had the back-to-back 5s. She had some flip tricks, and she has really great style as well. And, you know, Mia is definitely developing. She is blasting her airs. And we haven't seen her skate in a while, but yes, she's got the back-to-back vibes as well.
Huge.
Kickflip Indy. Oh yeah, if I were Mizuho, I would be really nervous right now.
She is skating so confidently, Amelia.
Doing the 360 nose grab fakie. Doing the G twist. Setting up with the lean to tail. Here it is, air fakie. 720, and she gets it. Mia Kretzer.
Mia skates away. The trick that won her gold in best trick last summer, she uses as an ender in her run here in the Vert playoffs.
Huge alley-oop 5 to start. Here's the 720. Just getting it around.
All 4'5", 77 pounds of her. Was that enough to get into the top 4? There you see Hasegawa sitting and waiting, clinging to that 79. Judges analyzing everything here.
Yeah, I mean, there was kind of an empty wall that was sort of a backside grind, you know, and it was a good run, but Mizuho's was a back-to-back-to-back run. There were no empty walls. So I would hate to be a judge right now.
Head judge Jason Rothmeyer deciding her fate. There you see with her mother, an 80.66 for Mia Kretzer, and she jumps up into the top 4.
There's her mom, so proud of her. Definitely check out the documentary about Mia because it is adorable.
So what a moment for Mia, but will it be a temporary one? Because Reese Nelson, one many expect to not only podium but potentially win gold here, is on the outside looking in and is the last one who can drop into the top 4.
There it is, the front nose slide fakie. Doing the cab, grab a nose grab, regular nose slide fakie, very technical. And doing the fakie low-C right there, front side nose grind. Setting up switch. The burger breakfast, the trick she invented right into the breakfast burger, also a trick she invented, but just coming off. So unfortunate for Reese Nelson. I mean, she is the most progressive in this field in terms of technical tricks, in terms of the amount of tricks that she has invented.
Facts.
And
it's incredible at 12 years old, Amelia, to be pushing the game so quickly, so progressively. No one's inventing more tricks at the pace than Reese Nelson.
Make sure you check out some of her Birdhouse video parts. She is a Birdhouse pro and an impressive feat in itself. But
and with that, she will not be moving on. If you were wondering, you saw her shirt, I'm the real Slim Shady. She says her #1 goal in life is to meet Eminem. That's why she's got the T on. So this is really, she has the top spot, Arisa Trew, with the safety run. I assume nothing more than that here on this run, as she will be our top-ranked qualifier heading into the final, Amelia.
You know, this is not the first victory lap that we've seen out of Arisa. I feel like every year we come to an Arisa victory lap, and this one is for the playoffs, and she always outdoes herself, so I'm sure that will be the case here as well.
She's the defending Vert gold medalist, trying to make it a three-peat after doing it in Ventura in 23 and 2024, seemingly picking up where she left off. And remember, she's got a busy weekend, Amelia, because she's also got Park as well.
And also an incredible park skater. You know, not everyone can translate vert skateboarding into park skateboarding because it's almost half the size, so your timing completely changes. And sometimes when you're skating both in the same weekend, it's hard to go back and forth. But, you know, I've never seen it challenge Arisa, so I'm sure she will be just fine when she gets to a 9-foot deep end later this weekend.
But the story from the playoffs, 10-year-old Mia Kretzer on her final run, getting into the top 4, and she moves on to the final, headlined by Arisa Trew, our top-ranked qualifier. But there you see Arisa, Juno, Asahi, and Mia. Those young ladies will all be moving on to the final.
It's a little heartbreaking not to see Reese in the finals because she is such an incredible skateboarder. But, you know, with only 2 runs, the pressure is really high.
Our group of 8 has got cut down to 4, but the question we're asking, and we'll find out after the break, is who is going to catch Arisa Trew?
Games is the place to be.
Welcome to the party.
Oh my goodness, Kobe Raha. Oh, we've broken the record.
Arisa Trew. The game done changed.
Kevin Peraza. The flare whip. Is he getting it? He touched. Hannah Roberts, the first ever women's BMX Park X Games gold.
Is Nigel Houston about to make history?
Unbelievable.
The answer is yes.
Shout out X Games. We love y'all.
Welcome back to Japan. It's day 1 of X Games Osaka 2025, and we couldn't be more excited to be coming to you for the first time ever from the Kyocera Dome, and it's now time for the women's Skateboard Vert final. We just had a fierce playoff where we saw our 8 skateboarders get cut down to just 4. And the story from that, 10-year-old Mia Kretzer, the youngest skateboarder out here, earning that final spot on her final run in that playoff. Heartbreaking, though, that Reese Nelson, who showed so much promise coming into today, is not moving on to the final, Amelia.
I know Reese is such an incredible skateboarder, but her tricks are really, really technically difficult. So she is not one to put down safety runs. But the good news is we have 2 hometown heroes in this finals. We have Asahi and Juno, who both skate at the local G skate park that is just miles away from the stadium.
Yeah, simply remarkable for all of these kids who are coming in this crowd to see 2 of their own represented in this 4-woman final. And kicking things off, 10-year-old Mia Kretzer, who won gold in Vert Best Trick last summer, becoming the youngest medalist of all time at X Games, now aiming for gold in Vert.
Landed a little bit sketchy on that second 540, but you see her recovering, and you know, she put the 720 into her run this year, which is so exciting to watch. I mean, a trick that won a best trick, to be able to put that at the end of a run with only 2 runs is an impressive feat, especially from a 10-year-old.
Yeah, this format is not for the faint of heart. Just 2 runs, we count your best score in the playoff, and then you got to get into the top 4, and then it's more of the same here in the final. Just 2 runs. She washes out here, but there is a comfort and a confidence to her skateboarding right here, right now in 2025, Amelia.
She's certainly developed some more power and amplitude since we saw her last, and it's really rad to see her style just developing and evolving.
So we move on to Asahi. Kihara, 18 years old, owner of 2 X Games medals. And oh no.
Yeah, the format is skate till you fall. And unfortunately, I've been there and fallen on the first wall in this type of format, and it is not that fun. But Asahi is an incredible skateboarder. Make sure you check out her Blood Wizard video part. You will be inspired.
Amelia, isn't it natural though when you fall that early to like look up and look around? Like, did anyone see that?
It's so embarrassing.
Can I keep going?
Oh, but you know what? She's gonna have another go at it.
Here's Juno Matsuoka, run number 1 here in the final.
Juno doing the kickflip Indy. Wow, the way that she releases her board early on that is so rad to watch. Going for the varial flip Indy there. We saw her land that in the playoffs, but once again came in as an alternate and came in as the local welcoming committee here. She took everyone to skate the local park. She took everyone out to dinner. She picked them up at the airport, and knowing Juno, she probably brought everybody some special chocolates.
So she'll look to clean things up on run number 2, but we move on to the face of women's skateboarding, owner of 5 X Games medals, all of them gold. I'll tell you what, X Games League is starting in 2026, where we've got a team format and athletes are gonna get drafted. If I have the number 1 pick, I'm taking this young lady, 15-year-old Arisa Trew.
That is a wise pick because honestly, at this point, we might be seeing her win on a safety run because she's just such an incredible skateboarder with such a deep bag of tricks, and you see her putting it together here, going Indy 360 fakie, then going switch on that backside air, and that frontside cap stalefish is so challenging, and putting all of these tricks back to back to back is so technical.
Everything just got elevated. Arisa Trew's first run here in the final, and she leaves no doubt about who should be in the top spot here today.
I mean, there's so much to appreciate about her skating. She's absolutely blasting. She does flip trick variations like that kickflip Indy, full extension on the Madonna that we saw, and putting in technical lip tricks.
An 84.66 for Arisa Trew. And as you said, partner, we know what she's capable of. There's still a lot more if she wants it. The question is, will she need it?
I mean, she's the first woman to ever do a 900 Brando. She is incredible.
So Mia Kretzer with that 52.66 didn't have a full pool, but just because of how things are turning in this format is currently in silver medal position. This, her final run, and she goes down.
You know, just for her to make it into the finals here and skate with Arisa Trew, I mean, Arisa is the person that inspired her to skate and then inspired her to be the second ever female to do a 720. You know, it's just so great to see that she's progressed so quickly that she could skate alongside her hero.
So here's Asahi, sitting in 4th, went down very early on her first run. This is her chance to get into podium position.
You know, the thing to really appreciate about Asahi is just her style. Everything is done so flawlessly. And fit in the alley-oop kickflip Indy, going for the nose grind lip slide and the nose blunt stall. Feeble to fakie, setting up for that fakie shove stale. It kind of went weird on her, but she saved it anyway. And then getting the lean the tail at the end, you could tell that she is relieved to have put that together. I mean, after a first wall bail, that's a great recovery.
Tech on tech on tech for Asahi. I think she's going to improve from her score of 4 from run number 1.
Just a little bit. Yeah, right there. It kind of looked like she did a very subtle grab and the board wasn't that solid on her feet, but she still made it work, and that moves her up into 2nd place.
So from 4th to 2nd on her final run. Asahi comfortably putting herself into silver medal position. But then there was one. Juno Matsuoka, who is now currently out of the top 3. If she can just put a full pool here, she's guaranteed a medal. But what can she do to potentially crack the top 2, Amelia?
I mean, she possibly, if she just does the run that she did in the playoffs on her first run, she could get there. There it is, the back-to-back varial flip Indy right after the kickflip Indy, and then doing the blunt slide, kicking the foot off on the judo. There's the alley varial flip Indy. The Madonna, can Juno stay on this run?
Wow.
There it is, a full pull for Juno in front of her hometown crowd. The welcoming committee, the alternate, the dislocated shoulder.
Yes, that story cannot be told enough. Sky Brown originally was in this event. She pulled out, and then we find out late last night that Juno is getting in, dislocates her shoulder, and now looks to be on her way to earning an X Games medal in front of her hometown crowd.
Wow, the way that she releases those flip tricks so early, and then her board just floats back under her feet, that is death-defying.
A 77.66, good enough for bronze. So Juno earning an X Games medal, and that means we've got a victory lap for Arisa Trew, who will earn her 6th career X Games gold medal.
And she will tie Leticia Buffoni for most women X Games golds. And only at age 15, that is so incredible. Putting together a very similar run. Oh, but fitting in the switch McTwist.
Yes.
There it is, wow. Incredible. Wow, okay, so we saw the upgrade there, and that is just Arisa for you. She will take a victory lap, and she will outdo herself, which is, I mean, what's better than gold? Come on, Arisa.
Wow. Arisa Trew coming correct in the very first event of X Games Osaka 2025. A favorite in both park and vert. Trew earns gold here in vert. Her 6th career, tying Leticia Buffoni for most women's skateboard gold, and puts her just one off of the all-time women's gold medal for all summer disciplines. Fabiola da Silva of rollerblading fame has 7, and now she's one off of that.
You know, my favorite thing about Arisa is that she's always determined to do the run that she wants to do and progress with each and every run, regardless of the results. Because just as we saw it, she did not have to do a switch McTwist in that run and upgrade it, but it was her goal, and she accomplished it. She is a beast.
You know, Amelia, we talked about it. Obviously, she's had some battles with Sky Brown, Sky not competing in this event. We were excited to see she versus Reese Nelson in the final. That didn't come to fruition. And when it was all said and done, no one could push her here in this final. And Arisa Trew earns her 6th career X Games gold.
We saw her try the 900 last year at the Best Trick event. And we've even seen her invent a trick at Exposure, the Arisla, the frontside cab lean to tail revert. So she is just on a tear.
Amelia, it's fitting that she has now tied Leticia's most women's skateboard gold medal count here with number 6, because this is a really telling quote from Arisa. Leticia basically caused girls skateboarding in a way, because she was one of the inspirations for me and so many skaters. So you think about that and the trailblazing that was Leticia Buffoni, and for Arisa Trew to now be in that company, as you said, at just 15 years old. I mean, she can do this for another decade and a half easily. What's that final gold medal record count gonna look like when she's all said and done? So Arisa Trew wins her 6th career gold medal, tying the great Leticia Buffoni for most women's skateboard golds of all time.